Hi, today we're going to learn how to put the left hand onto a pencil so that it will be preparing to start being used on to the viola. So this is called silent preparation. The first thing we're going to need to do is to put some marks on the left hand. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to put an X right at the base joint of my first finger, and it's on the outside edge, and that X is going to be covered up by the pencil. The next thing I'll do is put a line right on that crease at the base joint of my first finger, because that way I can see if my X is being lined up properly. So those are the two marks that you'll need. I like to use washable markers so that it'll wash off after I'm finished practicing. Now, what I want to do now is take a pencil. So you'll need to have a pencil as well as your marker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up that X with the pencil. And then I'm going to bend my fingers so that they all just sit right on the fingertips on the top of the pencil, like this. Now you'll notice that your first finger tends to want to be a little bit away from the other three, and that's a good thing when you play the viola. So what you'll do is actually move it even farther away so that it's about 1 inch away. Now, did you see my X kind of go down that way when I started moving my finger? That's not a good position, so what we want to do is straighten up the finger so that it's about 1 inch away from the other fingers. Right in there you have a big space. And then these three fingers sit on their tips and they're touching each other. Now you might wonder, what's this thumb going to do? The thumb can rest onto the pencil either right next to the first finger, or it could go somewhere in between the first and second finger, wherever it feels comfortable to you. So that is my silent preparation for my hand position. This is a very good hand position for playing the viola. So let's just review that one more time. You have your X and your line on your left hand. You cover the X with a pencil. You curl your fingers so that the fingertips go on top of the pencil. Slide your first finger back about 1 inch. And now you just rest your thumb down. Now the next step is, after you put the pencil down, to get your instrument. So I have my viola. I'm going to go ahead and get it in playing position just like we've done before with Statue of Liberty. And then bring the button in, hold with the jawbone. And now what I want to do is let go for a couple of seconds. Remember when we did that practicing? And the reason for that is because I want to move this hand down and up so that I have to make sure I'm holding very well with my jawbone. So what I will do now is have my fingertips up in the air, and I can see the line that I made at the base joint of my finger, and I know that the X is being covered up by the side of the fingerboard right next to my string. This is my A string. And the thumb is just nice and comfortable on the other side of the neck. I also have a little bit of an opening. Do you see where my finger is sticking through? Underneath the neck there. So what I'm going to do now is just slide up and down. If you want to hold on here, that's fine to do that, or you can let go, either way that's comfortable. And I'm sliding so that I can see if I can keep that line visible and also next to the A string wherever I go, up or down. So I'm going from low to middle position and back again. Now, staying in low position, it's time to put our fingertips onto just one string, just like we put our fingertips on top of the pencil. Let's go ahead and put all 4 fingertips on top of one of the strings. Notice how curved my fingers are to get the tips to be in a good position. And they're all pretty close together, so now I'm going to slide that first finger back so that it's about 1 inch away from the other fingers. And now I have a very good hand position. I'm going to just check and make sure I'm not too tight in my arm. So swinging a little bit with your arm underneath the instrument is a good idea right now to make sure that you don't have too much tension going on. Now, let's just lift those fingers up, wiggle them in the air. You can still hold on here and drop your left arm down and shake it out. And now let's do the sliding again. Check your line so that it's next to the A string. Slide up and down, go to the end in low position. And now let's curl up our fingers and put them on the next string over. That's our D string. I have all the fingers pretty close together. Now I'm going to slide that first finger back. One other thing I want to check now is to make sure I have a straight line from the tip of my elbow all the way up to my hand, so that I don't have any bending in my wrist in any funny way. So just a nice straight line there. Now I'm going to press down and sort of cling to the string a little bit. And sometimes when I cling, I get too much tension in my hand, so I'm going to tap my thumb. Look what I'm doing over here. That helps me relieve some tension. So now you know the way to get your hand into a good position to play the viola. And in our next video, I'm going to show you how to play some songs using individual fingers and being able to get your hand into that position and swing your elbow so that you won't have any extra tension.